Hello, and I want to welcome everybody to the Beginning the College Search presentation for junior students and parents. Often, one of the questions we get from junior students and parents is, where do we start? So what I'm hoping tonight is to provide you with a starting point for the college search, and talk about different resources you can use and ways that this process can be made simpler. So we're going to get started. Going into the college search, you want to make some basic decisions. You want to have an idea where you want to be as far as college location, part of the country, that type of thing. Are you going to go to college full-time, or are you going to start part-time? Do you want a large university in a large city, or are you looking for more of a smaller co-ed or private setting in a small town? Or do you want to stay in a rural area? Or are you looking for religiously affiliated colleges? These are all basic decisions that need to be made, I think, going into the college search. And they are criteria that you can use to create a list of potential colleges to apply to. Who can help in this process? Well, your school counselors. I know, speaking for myself, it's one of the things I enjoy the most about the college application process is helping students get started, helping students create lists, and look into different schools. Parents may have gone to college. Other teachers have gone to college, siblings. So hopefully you have an abundance of resources you can use for some help. I think most of you may know that we are using a program called Naviance to not only do career searches, do college searches. We're using them for students to request transcripts to be sent to schools, letters of recommendation to be sent to schools. It's sort of a one-stop shop for our college process at this point. Students won't apply to schools on Naviance, but we do want them to use Naviance as basically a database of what schools they're applying to, what they're going to need, and how to get it there. Please remember to access Naviance. You don't go to naviance.com, which would be nice. You go to clever.com. You use your CCPS credentials in there. You will, and for a college search, you're going to go to colleges. You're going to pull down, find your fit, and then there is a college search called Supermatch. I find this very useful. It's going to take you right through the different criteria: location, major of study, athletics, other programs, and you just put in preferences. And at the end, you should have a list of colleges that meet up with your preferences. You will see ones that meet up 100%, and it will go down the line from there. There might be 90%, maybe 9 out of 10 criteria it matches up with. Naviance, we have found, is becoming very useful in helping create a list, and then it's definitely what we're using for students to request documents and that type of thing. Other websites that are good are Peterson's, Big Future on College Board, Barron's Pack, and I'm one that just promotes Google. I'm pretty sure if you just go on Google and you hit college search, you're going to find different engines that you can use there. If you go on Google and you just put Salisbury University, you're going to get a link right to the website. So I think Google is a very good resource for any of this information. Along the line, there might be questions, and I want you to continue to direct them to myself, to your counselors, to your teachers. One of the things we encourage juniors to do is meet with college representatives. Now, when we're in school, this is a lot easier. We have the college representatives come right into the school. You sign up. You meet with the representatives there. In the school, you get information you need. You got face-to-face meetings. It's going to be a little bit different when we're doing virtual and remote learning, but we do hope to have some virtual college representative meetings. Stay tuned for those. And these would be important both in your junior and senior year. One of the goals, I think, of the college search early on at this point in your junior year is come up with a list of colleges that you may be interested in visiting. Okay, I think visits can then help narrow down your list. Places that are realistic to visit may help narrow down the list. One thing I've been known to say to kids is, don't let the first time you step on campus be your first day of school. You need to get on that campus before you give them any money. You want to make sure that this is the right place for you. Okay. Campus visits, of course, are different right now as well. You may have some colleges that are doing their full visits, meet with financial aid reps, meet with admission reps. Other campuses are doing self-guided tours. Other are doing virtual tours. You want to use the college websites, for that information. So you've gone on Naviance, you put in your criteria, you've thought about your criteria, you now have a list of colleges. What do we do next? All right. So you want to continue to know where's the college, where are the colleges, where do you want to be? Okay. You want to look at each college and find out what the required coursework is. You want to compare size, you want to compare selectivity. Most college websites will have a page called the freshman profile page. Sometimes that's on admissions, and that should give you a lot of information about what the average GPA of the freshman class is, the average SAT score of the freshman class, how many are living on campus, how many are full-time students, how many are commuting. There's a lot of good information on the freshman profile list. I would encourage looking at that for each school you're interested in, to see how you fit in. Very important criteria when it comes to college are, one, has to have the major that interests you. No sense in going to a college that can't give you what you want, what you're there for. Secondly, of course, cost. And part of that would be what financial aid is available. How can we get to that cost? These are all important things you want to get. And I often feel that the college websites are the best place to get this. Talked a little bit about the freshman profile page and how you would fit in. What are the admission test scores at these colleges? Where are you at? If the average SAT score there is 1100, and that's right around where you are, you could probably feel pretty confident about admission, and you just need to find out what else you would need to do. The high school GPAs are there as well. We usually use weighted GPAs in comparison. And then some of the other factors are freshmen guaranteed on-campus housing. If you feel that is very important, which we often do as freshmen, to live in a dormitory on the campus, that is something you probably want to look into and make sure that is going to be guaranteed to you. Extracurricular activities. Some students play sports throughout high school, but maybe they're not as interested in doing it in college, but they still love that sport. A lot of the colleges will have intramural options. And kids find them as a good way to release stress and use some of their time. Visiting college websites and read college guidebooks. I don't know how much reading of college guidebooks is done anymore. Websites, of course, are updated daily. Definitely the strongest place to get this information. I highly recommend any college you're interested in, spend a bunch of time on their website, checking out their majors, seeing what courses you have to take in that major to graduate, seeing where you are with your requirements to get in, and get an idea of the your overall impression of the college. Okay, you want to look at accreditation. You want to see if they have special programs you might be interested in, studying abroad, different athletics, maybe school, maybe a counseling program, maybe other extracurriculars. Okay, that have to do with social life as well. I know fraternities, sororities, you might be able to find that information on the website. So use the resources in front of you to get the information to help narrow down that list and make decisions on applying. In applying, this is where you may pick 5 or 6 schools. I've seen students that choose as many as 13, 14 schools to apply to. I've seen students only have one. One school stood out to them, they apply and they get in. So that can vary, but ask yourself, is this a school I can see myself at? Is this a school I can get into? Did I visit? How do I feel about it? What else do I need to move forward? And of course, you're going to see college admission factors, standardized test results, and I don't know if GPA got taken off this list, but GPA, standardized test results, I feel are pretty much equal. Activities outside the classroom, intended major, special talents and skills, geographic residence. Some schools, of course, in state schools are a lot cheaper than if you're out of state. There are sometimes having a relationship or a family member as an alumni is helpful in getting admission to that college. So when you're ready, you know what schools you want to apply to. You want to make sure you organize the list, and you want to know when applications are due. What do you need for the application? Is there an interview? What type of testing results do you need to send? That is generally done through College Board if it's the SAT. Of course, ACT would be done through the ACT program. Colleges like to receive those tests right from the testing companies. Of course, we've talked about visits, and you want to look into and understand what the financial aid deadlines are. What types of scholarships might be available for that school, within that school. What's required for you to provide to them to learn about the financial aid available. So I threw a bunch of information at you real quickly there. Hopefully, it's the kind of information you need to get started with this admissions process, with the college selection process. Your counselors, I can speak for myself and say this is one of my favorite parts of working with high school students is helping get this process started. Counselors are available. I know we're not able to see you face to face right now, but hopefully soon. And make sure you reach out any questions you have. Hopefully you'll continue to see more resources sent out. And don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call colleges and ask questions directly. Thank you very much. Hopefully this was information you needed, and please feel free to reach out to your schools for further information.